he's ever seen in his life has been me and Manny Pacquiao.
Really?
Yeah. I won't disclose what took place, but it's been great.
You say you knocked out Manny Pacquiao?
I don't know what that means.
Kind of, in the most respectful way, like make him regret, coming out of retirement, to face me.
But he's still young, he's strong, he's a big boy. Pacquiao is 46, man. It's tough, man.
The boxing world is buzzing after surprising news about Manny Pacquiao's recent sparring session. Before his fight with Mario Barrios, his sparring partner confirmed they trained, but didn't share any details. When asked if he knocked Manny out, he just laughed and gave no clear answer. This mysterious reaction has led fans to wonder how Pacquiao is really doing and whether he's truly ready for the fight.
So now you're a big deal. And didn't you spar Manny Pacquiao around that time?
Yeah.
How's Manny Pacquiao in the ring?
Oh, man, we worked so much. We worked so much together. Freddie Roach, I can quote him. He said that the best fights, sparring he's ever seen in his life has been me and Manny Pacquiao.
Really?
Yeah. I won't disclose what took place, but it's been great.
You say you knocked out Manny Pacquiao?
I don't know what that means. I have amnesia.
Okay.
Veteran trainer Robert Garcia has serious doubts about Pacquiao's comeback. At 46, Garcia says the odds are clearly against him. He believes stepping back into the ring at this age is risky, especially with how demanding boxing is today. Manny's legacy is impressive, but age is undefeated. Garcia points out that Pacquiao's speed, reflexes, and stamina aren't what they used to be in a fight like this. That could be the difference between winning and losing.
And lastly, Robert, do you think Pacquiao wins this fight?
Man, look, Pacquiao's is a legend. He's a legend. He's man, everybody, myself, Mexicans, people love him because he's just such a great person. He helps a lot. Everything he does is to help people out, and I know of so many stories of people that he's helped, things that he's done in his country. So you can't help not like him and not wish him well. But I got 36. It's too hard.
46, yeah.
40. Oh, my bad. 46. Yeah. He's 4 years younger than me, man. I don't see myself being able to, box for 12 rounds against a young fighter, even though Barrios might be the lighter of the welterweight division.
Right.
But he's still young, he's strong, he's a big boy. Pacquiao is 46, man. It's tough, man. But it's been done before, man. Foreman done it, Hopkins did it. Leonard came back, also and did it after a long retirement. So, is it possible? Yeah. Does he have the talent to do it? Yeah. Was he one of the best fighters of all times? Yeah, so we could see him put it up, man, but I don't see it happening.
Sports analysts are unsure about fully supporting Pacquiao's return. Their hesitation isn't about his legacy, but about the reality of the situation. Still, they admit that coming out of retirement shows Pacquiao's deep drive and belief in himself. They argue he wouldn't take this risk unless he truly thought he could win. While few are making bold predictions, some believe Manny's heart and willpower might be enough. If his fitness holds up and his timing returns, he could still pull off a surprise victory.
Everyone's going to be paying attention. I know I have been these last couple of weeks, watching all these old fights, looking at interviews, watching him train. It just makes you think, like, does he have one more in him? I don't know. He thinks so. And we're going to watch him try at least.
Against Mario Barrios, he's going to be looking for the WBC World Tour World titles, huh?
Yeah. Barrios is a world champion in a welterweight division that is about as weak as I've ever seen it. I think probably people older than me won't ever remember. This might be the weakest welterweight division in history, especially with the removal of Ennis, who's likely seen his last fight at welterweight. I do believe that there are guys coming up in the pipeline that are pretty good welterweights, but they're not at the championship, or they're not getting the championship shot quite yet. But if there's a moment in time where an older fighter can jump in and maybe, steal a moment or steal a belt and win a championship and do something special, it's probably right now. Mario Barrios losing the welterweight title isn't exactly Michael Moore losing the heavyweight title to George Foreman, when Moore had just beaten Amanda Holyfield. It was a shock when Foreman beat him. But nonetheless, it's still an accomplishment. I think dude, I think Barrios sucks. So I think I think
Mario Barrios has made it clear he's coming to win, and he thinks Pacquiao made a mistake. Confident and focused, Barrios says Manny's age is showing in his recent training clips. He's adjusted his strategy to exploit that, while he respects Pacquiao's past. He insists the version he's facing isn't the same fighter who ruled the ring years ago. Barrios sees this as a chance to make a name for himself by beating a legend, and he plans to do it in convincing fashion.
To get in this camp.
So yeah, then well, I guess I'll put it this way: like, I don't think based on that, then you should be surprised with anything Manny does, or is it like, well, we'll see with the first punch how how that mimics the sparring?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like the best way, right? Because I mean, again, we have been trying to mimic or trying to get the looks that Manny brings as best as we can, but still, everything it's gonna come down to fight night. I'm still preparing for the best version of Manny that I can. I'm not going in there expecting to be facing an old man, so yeah, I'm expecting it to be fast, to be moving. So yeah, I'm just expecting the best from him.
I would think because you're younger, that the later the fight goes, the more it's in your favor, right? Like, do you guys feel that?
I feel that. I have confidence. In the more. The longer the fight goes, right? It's my job to go in there and yeah, make him feel like the old man. Make him feel kind of in the most respectful way. Make him regret coming out of retirement to face me. Make him question it, right? Why did I come back for this?
Several boxing experts, including a panel of 11, are worried about Pacquiao's current form. They remember his last fight, which didn't end well, and noticed his footwork and sharpness were missing. Their overall view is that this fight is a big risk, especially against someone like Barrios, who's young, powerful, and has great stamina. If Pacquiao can't keep up or take heavy punches, a knockout isn't just possible, it's likely. While they admire his bravery, most agree that fighting at 46 against a younger, active opponent is a serious gamble.
So Manny Pacquiao's gonna get knocked out by Mario Barrios. And I get it, Mario Barrios is far from a good fighter. Mario Barrios is one of the worst champions in all of boxing, but Manny Pacquiao is so old, bro. I think a lot of you guys forget Manny Pacquiao fought last year and he arguably lost to a Muay Thai kickboxer dude. This dude wasn't even a boxer. Yes, he was really big, but the dude was just not a boxer. Honestly, I think the WBC should call this fight off. I think it's not too late to kind of go back on your word and let's call this one off. This fight should not be sanctioned by anybody. This fight should not be allowed. At least Mario Barrios should be stripped of his WBC title for defending it against a 46-year-old. Is there a slim chance Manny Pacquiao is able to outmaneuver him and maybe outpoint him, punch, around him? Yeah, maybe. But realistically, it won't happen. But if he does, I think it will solidify him as the greatest boxer of all time, no questions about it. I think if he does win this fight, it would put him clearly over Ali, Ray Robinson, Ray Leonard, and Floyd Mayweather. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on how y'all feel about this fight.
Coach Joel Diaz shared his thoughts on the matchup with a mix of respect and honesty. He praised Pacquiao's legendary career and everything he's achieved, but also pointed out that age is a real factor. Diaz noted that Barrios, being much younger, naturally has more energy, faster recovery, and better physical sharpness, while Manny used to be known for his incredible speed and tricky angles. Diaz says those abilities tend to fade with time, and that could hurt him in this fight.
Yeah. Manny Barrios is younger. He's younger, he's big, he's a big boy. I mean, he still has a little bit more youth in him than Manny. Manny, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mario Barrios is probably same size as Margarito.
So 5'10", 5'11".
Around there, yeah. And Manny at this age, he shouldn't be fighting. In my opinion, I respect the man a lot. He gave the sport of boxing his life. He gave us great moments, great memories.
One of the biggest concerns is Pacquiao's age and how long he's been away from the ring. Returning to elite-level boxing after years off isn't easy. It affects not just fitness and muscle memory, but also how well a fighter can adjust to the styles of younger opponents in a sport where timing and rhythm are everything. Even a split-second delay can be dangerous. Manny's greatness is not in question, but experts remind us that no amount of skill can stop the effects of time.
I think people are forgetting Pacquiao has a championship fight this weekend against Mario Barrios. And I don't know what to really think about this one. So, I took a screenshot of this and circled it. Pacquiao's 46 years old. See, status inactive. And, I don't know. I don't know how, one, they gave this guy a license to have this fight. I get Manny Pacquiao, who he used to be, and how truly good he really was. Not that guy anymore. Going against a guy who's young and Mario Barrios and talented. And then if you look at Pacquiao's resume going into this fight. So obviously you have his loss in 2015 to Mayweather. And we'll just go up. And look, he beat Bronner in 2019. That win didn't age too well, but it's a very good win. Beats Keith Thurman, who beat Barrios. And he loses to Ugas in UD, who, by the way, gets cooked by Barrios 2 years later. Pacquiao, at this point, will have had a 4-year layoff going into this fight, or a 3-year and 11-month layoff, if you look at that. Going into a championship fight against a guy who's young and decently talented. Is it a winnable fight? Yes, it is. Manny Pacquiao's 46 years old. He's an old man. I doubt he will get the job done. Don't be surprised if he does, though. Don't be surprised. I hope he does. I mean, who doesn't like Manny Pacquiao? But we'll see. But what do we think? Should Pacquiao even have a license to be boxing this weekend?
Boxing analyst Sean Zeidel sees this fight as the closing chapter of a legendary career. He predicts Barrios will win clearly, which he believes will lead Pacquiao to officially retire. Zeidel says the fight won't just be about the result, it'll represent a changing of the guard. While he respects Manny for facing a tough challenger, he feels Barrios' hunger, youth, and recent activity give him the upper hand.
The jab is what can neutralize Pacquiao. It's what helped Ugas neutralize Manny in between those bursts that you know are coming. So we'll see. My first thought of this fight was Sugar Ray Leonard when he came back against Hector Camacho. I think we get Barrios winning, and I think Manny announces an emotional retirement in the ring in a beautiful moment after the fight. He's one of those guys that needs to lose against an ordinary type of fighter like Barrios to truly know it's over, because without a shadow of a doubt, 10 years ago, he would have handled Barrios with ease, and that's not a diss to Barrios. So you gotta lose to a Joe Smith. You gotta lose to a Mario Barrios. Manny is one of the fighters that won't stop until you make him stop. So Saturday night, I think Mario Barrios finally makes him stop.
This fight is a huge risk for Pacquiao. By stepping back into the ring, he puts his legacy and possibly his health on the line after spending years building one of the most respected careers. In boxing, a poor showing could tarnish that image, and at this age, every punch he takes could have more lasting effects. Former opponent Chris Algieri gave a serious warning: if Manny can't find his rhythm early, things could go downhill fast. Algieri believes the first few rounds are crucial. If Pacquiao fails to land clean shots or take control, Barrios could dominate. He fears this might be one of the toughest nights Pacquiao has ever faced.
This is going to be a bad night for Manny. One of the things that I really thought made Manny special, and what I noticed in the ring too, was his first step. It was so damn fast. Fastest hands I ever fought in a ring was Amir Khan. Fastest first step was Manny Pacquiao. His ability to pull the trigger early on, pop that straight left hand right down the middle. If I see him go out there, pop that straight left hand on the heavy-footed Mario Barrios, bangs him, cracks him with her left hand early, I'm like, okay, we got to fight. If I see him falling out of position, being off balance, getting square, and getting countered early on, I'm gonna know right away this is gonna be a bad night for Manny.
Even with all the doubts, some analysts still hold on no hope. They argue that Pacquiao's experience as an 8-division champion gives him an edge that can't be taught. While Barrios may be younger and more active, they believe he lacks the ring intelligence and adaptability that Manny has gained over the years. Pacquiao has defied expectations before, and his supporters believe this fight could be another example of him rising to the occasion.
Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring against a young fighter, champion WBC, Mario Barrios. How do you see that fight playing out?
Yeah, Barrios is a tall guy, and he's a tough guy. You know, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because Pacquiao is champion, the holder of the records of 8 divisions, and he knows how to fight. He knows how to win. So you always got to give it that opportunity for him to show up. And now whoever shows up in that ring, whether it's a desire to win or just try to be there, that's the question that we have to see. But I believe that he has the ability to do something to win the fight again.
Some people in the boxing world still believe in Pacquiao's magic. They say it's a mistake to count out a fighter of his level, no matter his age. At 46, Manny has built a career by proving people wrong. Supporters think this could be one of those times again. They believe that with enough determination, discipline, and self-belief, great things can still happen even against the odds.
Well, I mean, Manny's already, it doesn't matter anything to, I mean, Manny's already a winner, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's just to step in and to keep challenging himself at his age. I mean, that's he's already won, so it doesn't matter what the outcome is.
July 19th, we've got Manny Pacquiao getting back to the ring at the age of 46 against a young, hungry champion, Mario Barrios.
Doesn't matter, knockout. You know, nothing against the other guy, by the way. Shout out to you. You probably have a great future ahead of you after this fight. But I'm predicting maybe a 7th round knockout. You know, it's gonna be a little brutal. Head's gonna be on the ground, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely betting on it. So we'll see.
I think it's nothing Manny can't handle. I think if Manny fights Manny's fight, I think he beats him. I think he beats her. And I think, and this is where I say it might be shock the world, I think he could unify the title. I really do. I still think he's got the ability at 46 to do something that will shock me. I believe that.
At a certain age, even as great as Ray is, he's not the Ray Leonard who became the world champion, one of the greatest fighters in history. So age takes a toll. I mean, Manny actually walked in when I was working out in the ring. And I said, you know, let me tell you something. Age really has nothing to do with this. And I'm 82, so, you know, I think you train hard, you're working hard, you've got the skills, but you know, let's be realistic. It's a split-second sport, right? That's you nearly hit me. Nearly. That's why I said nearly. So you still got it. Love you.
Boxing veteran Shane Mosley shared a more hopeful view after watching Pacquiao train. He said Manny looked sharp, focused, and in great shape both physically and mentally. Mosley believes that if Pacquiao brings that same energy into the ring on fight night, he could surprise a lot of people and deliver a stronger performance than expected.
Here's what Shane Mosley thinks about Manny Pacquiao's upcoming fight.
The way I feel right now, I think that he's going to do really, really good, and I think that it's a really strong possibility that he wins the world title. I mean, he gets up every morning, he does his run, he works very hard. I'm listening to what he's doing and his mentality. Oh, I talked to him the other day. I was like, ooh, he sounds exactly like me. My mentality, he has my mentality. Like we have the same, we're like walking the same type of thing. You know, he's 46, I'm 53, but it's like we're almost the same. I don't really know Barrios like that, so I can't really speak about it. That's why I'm like hesitant. But see what I see with Manny, man, I think that it's a very strong possibility he wins the world title.
On the other hand, Alex Ariza, who's worked closely with Pacquiao before, offered a more critical opinion. He noticed that Manny's training style hasn't changed much since his younger days, and that could be a problem. Ariza explained that what worked for Manny in his 20s won't work the same way in his 40s. As the body ages, it responds differently, and sticking to old routines might not be enough. Without adjusting his training, Ariza fears Manny could be in trouble once the real fight begins.
Okay, so a few more days. The Pacquiao, Barrios. And of course, I'm here with Alex. Who better knows Pacquiao than Alex? How do you see the fight going down?
I think it's a good fight. I think Manny, they picked a good opponent. the blueprint's already there. Margarito, only not as big. So Manny just has to do the same thing.
Easier said than done, but you know, of course, I've watched a lot of analysts, experts. They're saying, yes, that's the blueprint. Can he do it at 46?
If I was privy to what he's doing, then I'd be able to say yes or no. But I'm not. Like like with my teams, we have a dietitian, we have a chef, we have a recovery doctor. We know where our fighter is, and he's only 21. Manny's 46. So they should be checking his blood, finding out what his optimal levels are, what he's probably deficient in, what he's not deficient in, what they have to. So they should be all on top of that.
Can you make a good assumption based on what you see on training and videos if he's in good condition?
I don't see anything. All I see is the same thing, to be honest. I see him doing a lot of shadow boxing. They don't show sparring, so we don't really know.
So you can't really test if his condition.
No, he's always looks good before the fight.